So I disagree
Exactly.
with the Editors Guild here. No, that is not what journalistic practice should be. If it is, I think it is time we change it, because journalists should look for data themselves. They cannot go by hearsay.
Hello, viewers. Good morning. This morning we will discuss the love life of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Raj, don't be perplexed. I'm talking about fake news. I couldn't think of a stranger
Yes,
intro into it. Good morning, Raj.
yes.
It's all yours because I'm getting into fake news because of the lot of the shenanigans that have happened around Republic Day parade and the Republic Day farmers protest.
Yeah.
So what we saw on social media.
Yeah. So, Bala, I mean, let us start from the beginning. I mean, I have a problem calling it fake news simply because as a reporter, somebody is giving me news and I'm carrying it. I'll start with something which the Editors Guild actually came up with. Editors Guild was actually upset. So let us give a background, Pala. I think let us
Exactly.
give the background. So what happened during Republic Day parade was that there was a farmers' protest, and the protest sort of went berserk. There were some issues, and they actually sort of climbed onto the Red Fort. All of these things happened. All of you might have seen that, I'm sure. So we don't need to sort of repeat that. In between, what happened was one of the media professionals who he tweeted something, and that was retweeted by many others, and it related to one person being shot, allegedly being shot. It turned out that that was not true, and the person had actually died because his tractor overturned. And I'm sure some of you might have seen pictures of
And
how
that
the
is the
farm.
version of the police. And that is the
Yes,
version of the police.
version of the police. And some of you might have seen pictures on television of how some of the farmers were actually using their tractors to bang against the buses carrying the cops and all. I mean, we are not getting to any of those. Those visuals were self-explanatory. We'll leave it there. What I'm talking about here is somebody going on air saying something has happened without really understanding whether it has happened or not. And the idea that we got was that this TV anchor Rajdeep Sardesai was told that by somebody on the ground that this happened, and he immediately tweeted that. My point is that how does that make it fake? As far as Sardesai is concerned, it is real because he has received it
Exactly.
from somebody on the ground. The point is the person on the ground has got it wrong. So I'll just read out a sentence from which the Editors Guild, which protested this decision. They said, look, how could you file first information reports against Rajdeep Sardesai and 5 other journalists because of this one thing? So their response was something interesting. I'll just read out a section of that. It said that, I quote, it must be noted that on the day of the protest and high action, several reports were emerging from eyewitnesses on the ground as well as from the police. And therefore, it is only natural for journalists to report all the details as they emerged. This is in line with established norms of journalistic practice, the statement said. And the statement has been signed by the Editors Guild President and General Secretary, Seema Mustafa and Sanjay Kapoor, respectively. This is where it stands now. Now, I have a slight problem, Bala. Can I go on, or is there something you want to bring in here right now?
No, no, you go on because you're in a flow. Might as well
Yeah,
you finish
yeah. So
whatever
my
you want.
problem is that the flow needs to stop somewhere. So you please
Well, I understand
stop.
because I wanted to
Yes.
come in at some point, but you are making some valid points. You better go ahead.
Yeah. So I started journalism in 1985 with PTI. I was given a style guide, which was based on the Reuters style guide, which Reuters, as many of you would know, is one of the premier news agencies of the world. So the PTI style guide said, when you are reporting eyewitnesses, you need to be an eyewitness. You
Exactly.
cannot report something which an eyewitness claimed he or she saw. Because honestly, I was in Delhi in 1984 when the riots happened, anti-Sikh riots happened. If everything that we saw had been reported, the riots wouldn't have died down. I promise you that.
It would have been mayhem all over.
Yes, because social media wasn't existing in 1984.
Exactly.
Plus, newspapers couldn't reach all these places. So, I
Exactly.
mean, there was a time when at 1 o'clock in the night, when we were doing our rounds, I mean, people from the nearby Juggi Jopdi cluster in Alaknanda, Delhi, they said, Sardar log katal kar rahe hain, whereas nothing like that happened. We rushed there, nothing like that happened. So the point is, people have imaginations, they let them loose. My point is, should journalists use that as eyewitness report. So I disagree with the Editors Guild here. No, that is not what journalistic practice should be. If it is, I think it is time we change it, because journalists should look for data themselves. They cannot go by hearsay. Bala, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, exactly. Because this is the problem that social media has brought about. Because there is an urgency to get those things first up. See,
Yes.
you talked about 1984 where closer to Chennai, there was a fixed battle between police and prisoners in the central jail in Chennai. That happened sometime in the late 90s or early 2000s. I forget the year. I was at the desk at the time in the Chennai evening that I was working at the time. We had multiplicity of reports from our reporters station at the spot. It was a absolute chaos there. And we had contradictory reports. If we had tried to make a story out of it, I mean, as you said, there would have been mayhem. But what happened was we had the time to assimilate all those details, find the bigger picture, and put out a story which kind of put out, I mean, all the pieces in the jigsaw. Because there is
Yes.
no urgency for us to get ahead of anybody else. Because we had to put out a story, not
Yes.
necessarily the first. So that
Yeah.
what social media in this time of social media, everybody has a social media handle, and every newspaper and a news outlet has a social media, not just Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything, and everything needs to go out on an instantaneous basis. And
Yeah.
when you, I mean, yes, truth has a strange form because it changes from time to time. What happens at one time, I mean, this is it may be slightly abstract, but that is the fact. What seems truthful at a particular point changes at a different stage. So that is
Yes.
what happens. And you're right about Rajit Sardesai because he was right when he put out the story because he was hearing it. See, sometimes you said that as a news reporter has to be an eyewitness, but sometimes it is also not possible. He or she has to rely on somebody. So in good faith, a reporter has to go by somebody else's, but he has to phrase it in a manner where it attributes to that person.
Exactly. So I'll just pick up from there. See, attribution and data, these are two key elements that you spoke about, Bala. See, one is that, see, no, you need to rely on somebody. Now, who's that somebody? Is it somebody on the ground? Is it somebody who has a vested interest? Is it somebody who probably has seen something, partially seen it, and reported?
Exactly.
So, I mean, I will give
That's
you
where our journalistic rigor comes in. We
comes
have
in.
to choose
Yes.
our sources.
Yes. So I'll just give you, like you mentioned, truth. I'll just give, I mean, I'm sure many of the people who are watching this, if at all anybody is watching, they would have watched Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, where there was this brilliant scene between Nasiruddin Shah in a minuscule role and Farhan Akhtar, where Farhan
Good.
Akhtar tells Nasiruddin Shah, Nasiruddin Shah, what do you want me to hear? What do you want me to say? He says the truth. He says, what is that? It's each person's version. Now, the point is, when we know that the truth is a version of what it is, unless you see it. For example, if I see a major mishap or something which has happened, I mean, a natural calamity, whatever it is, if I count the bodies and say, as far as I'm concerned, I see these many bodies here. I'm being a little grotesque here, but bear with me. If I see that and report, that makes me a good journalist. But if I hear it from somebody and report, unless I source it properly, attribute it to the right person, I think I'm not doing good by my journalistic ethical standards. I mean, does that make sense? Is that something we can go with?
See, it's very difficult because as we knew from Trump and Modi, we are said to be living in a world where we are in a world which is called post-truth universe, post-truth world, which is what
Yep.
it is. So, see, long back I had a news editor by name Krishnan who gave us as kind of an exercise. He'll pick an accident or some kind of a mishap that had happened in the city. He said, you go to the spot, speak to people who might have witnessed it. Just, I mean, this is beyond news. That was
Yeah.
an exercise for us. He would ask us to go and visit the place and get the version of the people who had witnessed. He will point it out. You will see this is a normal accident, but you will have multiplicity of versions of it. Not everybody
Yes.
sees it the same way. See, it
Yeah.
was a great exercise into us understanding what truth is and how we put that or collate those information into a reliable news report. See,
Yeah.
that is being now challenged because the sources of information have grown manifold. So to make sense out of all those things, and as you use the right word, because vested interests are at play, because they provide you with info which is dubious. So that becomes, we should not fall prey, as journalists, we should not fall prey to that. Because some
Yes.
of us, in a hurry to get those news, fall prey to that. I guess that might have happened to Rajdeep Sardesh sir.
Yeah. So the point that, yeah, you've hit upon a very good point, Bala, because the biggest vested interest is the TRP ratings. Now, I don't want to go into what has been happening in this country over TRP ratings in recent times. We all know that. So, I mean, so basically what it means is you are in a rush to get half-cooked food onto the table for people to consume. And they consume that and they have indigestion, which is which then they let out on social media.
That's a very good analogy, by the way.
Right?
That's a brilliant
Right?
analogy.
I couldn't resist that. I mean, so if people say social media is shit, I agree with it. Ill-digested stuff. It's not even fully digested because they are not.
And we are very much part of it.
Yeah, exactly. See, my point is that. So coming to this entire scenario again, I just want to sort of see there is one issue where something went wrong, and then you have actually tried to correct. I mean, set it right. But think of the sort of news from the same channel that we had to swallow over the last maybe 12 to 18 months, maybe more than that, 24 months. I don't know. Before, I mean, just when the lockdown started, there was this entire Tablighi Jamaat thing. Remember what happened to
the
that?
media went overboard.
What happened to that now? Shouldn't the country know what actually really happened? Everybody went overboard. Oh, I mean, there is not even a mention of it anywhere. A good journalist also needs to follow up and report. Okay, if I made a mistake, sorry, I made a mistake. This is what is the reality. Yeah, own it up. Because I remember the same TV channel, I think it was, I don't want to take names, let us forget names. This guy went berserk and said that there was this, they found this place somewhere in Delhi where three Maulvis were keeping students incarcerated there on blah, blah, blah. And then they later found out that nothing like that happened. It was just that these fellows were doing social distancing as per the government orders. Now, it is a question of how you want to portray something. So this is the challenge. And then the biggest and the best of these, I still remember, was that GPS in the 2,000 rupee note. Bala, do you remember? And the memes that it generated. And this was from the same channel, by the way. And I'm not after one channel. I'm just saying that if something like this happens.
I'll also point out that one of the guys in Tamil Nadu who put it out on his Twitter handle, was none other than S. Gurumurthy, who was eventually made an RBI director.
Yeah. So see, this is where the thing is. And then there was also this, I mean, the same channel actually carried something about how President Trump was actually planning to give early access to COVID vaccines to prepared by the US. I think this was in April, if I'm not mistaken. No talk about that. I mean, do these guys don't even believe in owning up their errors? That is my problem with this. We all make mistakes, Bala. I think it's fine. But am I man enough to come and stand and say, you know what, I made a mistake? You remember we talked about Michael Vaughan, who said India would win India would lose 0-4. And then Michael Vaughan came and said, okay, egg on my face. Fine. It's okay. No, that is where I have a problem.
Exactly. But in sports, since you brought up cricket, in sports it's slightly easier to accept. I mean, people take politics too seriously for their own comfort.
Bala, this is not even politics. This is actually real incidents happening, right? So much was made out. I mean, in my mind, the problem here is that there are two things. I think you hit the nail on the head with the first one, which is the social media. This desire to, catch something and let other people
run away with the story.
Get the benefit of it. I mean, it's like me catching cold and then sneezing all over the place so that other people can catch the same cold. That is one part. And the second part, which is more important, is this one-upmanship between the profession itself. Who gets the news first? Who is first with the news really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Because whether the cop, there was a shooting or not, is not going to affect the stock markets. It's not going to impact anything in the country, but the family of the person who died, which anyways it impacts, right? Whether he was shot or whether his tractor overturned, as was being pointed out later, whatever it is, the family suffers. So I think this entire thing is just making media. The pace at which the media is becoming irrelevant probably is the same. It's the same pace where today maybe, I don't know, maybe a timepiece, an alarm clock has become irrelevant today. I don't know. I mean, that is the way I
Exactly.
see it.
I'm a media professional. I hate to say this. It's 4 years since I watched actual news on television.
Yeah.
I stopped following television news, both in Tamil as well as English. I
Yes.
stopped because it kind of, I mean, it's just a kind of a circus. It's a kind, see, it is just extended talk shows. It's nothing more than any, and it is so unreliable also. So that is what is
Yeah, that
happening.
is the problem. That is the point. That reliability factor has gone haywire. Bala, I agree with you. I have not watched news for the last, I mean, at least 4 years, maybe 7 or 8 years now. Yesterday,
And we are
not
media
yesterday.
professionals.
Yeah, we are media professionals. We claim to be one, but we are not. I think, I mean, it's like I say, I mean, it's better not to be media professionals of the kind that we are seeing today, because honestly, there is no focus on data. And that for me is, I think, is what is going to be the sound the death knell for this sort of media. And which is why even a person like Trump took to social media and said, yeah, I don't need you guys. I will do what I feel like. So every time he was
Social
he was
media has
taking a
kind
dump.
of created the page.
Yes. Every time he was taking a dump, he was tweeting all about, I mean, everything about everybody and their uncles and aunts. So, I mean, this is what
Yeah.
we are letting ourselves into, because media needs to be unbiased. Whether you are biased towards one or the other, you are still biased. The point is that you need to
But
focus
Raj,
on
I have
hard
this
facts.
problem with this.
Yes.
I'm being unbiased. See, one way or the other, we have our own biases. When we write a story, what we pick as individuals, you have your likings, I have my liking. Whatever we pick from a piece of news to write, or the way we present it or way we write it, will show our bias, which is fine as long as we are transparent and upfront. That is what I'm looking at. See,
I will add to that.
that's my take. That's
Yeah,
my take.
I'll add to that. You're right. I'll add to that. See, my point is, if I have a bias towards something, for example, I mean, the farm laws. Everybody, and when everybody is saying that the farm laws need to be repealed, I'm saying no. I think it makes sense. So that is that. See, that is because I have followed farm industry in the farming sector from 1993. I have my reasons for saying that. We never did a program
Exactly.
because enough has been said about it. So if I have a bias against something or somebody, I need to make an effort to reach out and clarify that. Might not
But
be
you use
possible
the
with
right word about data and facts. So you will come up
yeah,
with data and facts, which is fine.
which is fine. The point is, if my position is backed by data, and you can look at data multiple ways. It's like they say. I mean, if
How you
I mean
pass it.
you go from 1 to 2, there is 100% growth, but 2 to 3 is only a 50% growth. That is data for you. That is the way data works. If you are not careful, it sort of tends to screw you over. You need to be
Yeah, you
careful
can
about
trip
that.
over
And
it.
yeah, and look at the other side also. My point is, look at the other side, which is where I think, I mean, you have any other point? I just want to make one more point and then
No,
sort
no.
of.
My simple point is, formulas may be needed, but certainly not the. But the government, how it has handled the forms law protest, it leaves a lot to be desired. This is not the
Exactly my
way.
point. Yes. So if you are bringing in large scale changes in laws which will affect a majority of India's population, you
You
need to
don't.
do it with a certain level of humanity and a humane approach. Call
You
the
don't
leaders,
use
have
it as a
conversations.
battering ram.
Yes. The battering ram is what is actually, in my mind, it is what is actually sort of misfired. And fortunately, it's misfired on the very people who have actually pushed back. Eventually, that is what is going to happen. So I just want to end this thing with something which I came across yesterday in the newspapers. Tim Cook, who, as you all know, is the CEO of Apple, has sort of made a very powerful statement where he said that. I mean, I think he was speaking. Where was he speaking? I'll just read it out. I think he was speaking as the Computers, Privacy and Data Protection Conference. This happened on Thursday, so we are 2 days late, but that's okay. 1 day late because it happened in the US. He said that too many companies are seeking what they can get away with data and algorithms by pushing content to you. And on boosting metrics, to worry about what it is actually doing to society and towards I mean, I don't know, whatever. I mean, the way the world is working. For example, I mean, I think we have mentioned this before also. For example, if I happen to be on Twitter and I'm following a certain segment of people, Twitter is likely to use its algorithms to feed me more of the same. It is not
Even if
feeding
you're
me
not following those handles.
yes, more of the same.
Exactly.
Yes. Same way, Facebook, if I'm on Facebook, if I have certain likes and dislikes, which Facebook's artificial in AI or whatever big data analytics serves them, they will start feeding me more of the same.
And
While
it
in the
pushes us
real world,
it kind of pushes us into an echo chamber, because that will
yes,
show us what we want to hear or what we want to see.
yeah. So in the real world, what happens when we do that? If I'm an alcoholic and you give me more alcohol, I mean, I have my liver collapses. If I'm a diabetic and I eat more and more sweets, what happens to me? So this is exactly the problem. The companies need to wake up to this and say, or people need to wake up to this and say, you know what, I don't want to follow this. I'm not saying go off social media. I'm not saying go off news. But the point is, there is the other side. And that other side, unless we start looking for it, we will be served half truths. I think that is what I will say in the end. Bala, what's your
Exactly.
take
I
on it?
mean, you have summed it pretty nicely. So
Yeah.
this all fake news shenanigans, it can be a storm in a teacup, but if the news channels have been doing their job as they should be, some of the programs, like even Bits and Banter, wouldn't be around.
Around.
So on that score,
Exactly.
on that
Yeah.
score around, we kind of welcome it. I know it's
Yes.
a very flippant line to end the show with, but that's how we are wired. When I say
Yes.
we, I and Raj. So thanks for
Yes.
watching, viewers, and thanks, Raj. It was, as ever, an invigorating discussion. You came up with a
Yeah.
lot of
So
interesting points, because that's the point of having a senior journalist like you on the show. So it was great fun. And viewers, do keep watching this show. Yeah,
the senior journalist status has long gone. So Bala, please continue.
yeah. A seasoned journalist like you, and
Yeah.
that's the reason of having a person like you on the show. It was pretty invigorating, because some of the points that you came up are pretty original and insightful.
Yeah.
So on that note, we'll end the show. Thanks for watching. Do continue to watch us. Do continue to give us feedback. And if you intend for participating in any of our shows, do write to us. We'll be only too
Yes.
happy to provide a platform for you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And last but not the least, we are on Apple I mean, we are. I mean, we. I mean, if you don't
On
like watching our
Spotify,
faces, you can actually check us out. Check the same program out I mean, as an audio file on Spotify and
as a
Apple.
podcast.
Yeah, as a podcast. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye.